Imagine somebody is on a ship in the middle of the ocean and the ship starts to break. That ship starts to break. And this person finds a small boat on that ship. He takes the emergency boat, throws it in, and then throws himself into the emergency boat. Tell me, by Allah, is that person going to be worried about what he's going to eat or drink? Is that person going to be worried about who's going to ring him or who's going to text him? Is that person going to be worried about anything except thinking, how am I going to get through this ocean back home? That will be the only thought on that person's mind. The scholars have said, this world that we're living in is exactly the same. We're in a deep ocean. And if anyone were to think of anything other than how I'm going to arrive back home, then that person is distracted. Then that person's heart is not attentive, is not alert, is not awake, doesn't know the reality of what's coming. That's the situation of this world. This is why Imam Shafi'i radiallahu anh, what did he say? He said, Inna lillahi ibadan futana, طلقوا الدنيا وخافوا الفتنا, فلما علموا أنها ليست لحي وطنا, جعلوها لجة وصالح الأعمال فيها سفنا. Imam Shafi'i radiallahu anh said, Inna lillahi ibadan futana. Indeed, Allah has some very intelligent people. طلقوا الدنيا وخافوا الفتنا. They've given talaq to the dunya. They've divorced the dunya, وَخَافُوا الْفِتَنَا, and they are extremely worried and fearful of tribulations. And there is no tribulation in this world greater than the tribulation of death that will strike every person. There's no tribulation of illness. There's no tribulation of war. There's no tribulation of hunger. There's no tribulation of famine. There's no tribulation of loss of property, loss of wealth. There is no tribulation bigger than the tribulation of death that awaits everybody. He said, وَخَافُوا الْفِتَنَا. And those intelligent people, they divorce the world and they are fearful of tribulations. فَلَمَّا عَلِمُوا أَنَّهَا لَيْسَتْ لِحَيٍّ وَطَنًا. And when they realize that this world is not a place for a living being, this world is not a place for a living being, جَعَلُوهَا لُجَّةً وَصَالِحَ الْأَعْمَالِ فِيهَا سُفُنًا. They assumed this world to be an ocean and their righteous actions to be the boats that will take them across. What does this mean when he said, when they realized that this world is not a place for a living being? What does that mean? Aren't we all living? Aren't we in the world? That means the one who is alive is the one who Allah speaks about in the Quran and says, وَمَا عَلَّمْنَاهُ الشِّعْرَ وَمَا يَنْبَغِي لَهُ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا ذِكْرٌ وَقُرْآنٌ مُبِينٌ لِيُنذِرَ مَنْ كَانَ حَيًّا. Allah said about the Quran, Allah said about the Prophet ﷺ first, وَمَا عَلَّمْنَاهُ الشِّعْرَ وَمَا يَنْبَغِي لَهُ. And we didn't teach him poetry and nor does it befit him. إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا ذِكْرٌ وَقُرْآنٌ مُبِينٌ. It is but a remembrance and a clear Quran. So this remembrance and the clear Quran, who is it for? Allah said, لِيُنذِرَ مَنْ كَانَ حَيًّا. So the one who is alive takes warning. What does that mean? There are people who are walking upon the earth, but the reality is that they are dead.